welcome to Soul Symbols. My name is Shelley. I'm a writer, an astrologer, and a card reader, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Happy Saturday. It is the weekly energy card reading, and what that is you, the viewer, get to go through and choose from one of 3 tarot or oracle decks, and we'll go through and do a quick spread to see what the general energies will be like for the next 7 days. It does not need to be the week of July 17th through the 24th of 2021 in order for the messages to resonate. If you come across this reading at any time, there might be little nuggets of information contained. Now, we have a saying in card reading. We always say, take what resonates and leave the rest. So if you feel like a message is not resonating, you do not need to take it. Just leave it the wayside. It could be for someone else. And you could either choose a different pile, possibly a different video, and see if something resonates for you there. Now, I'm going to have a few brief announcements. They're going to be very quick, but I respect everyone's time, so I know sometimes you don't have a whole lot of time to listen to blabbing. If you ever want to skip straight to your reading, the timestamps are always listed in the description box below, as are the names and the authors of the decks that I use. So all of the materials I use, you'll see it in the description box. And if you want to skip over any of the announcements, please feel free to do so. You can click on pick a deck or deck descriptions. All of the timestamps are in the description box. I'm also going to put a timestamp on each of the announcements that we have this morning, so today. But one other thing I wanted to talk about before we get into this reading is that I have, in addition to doing tarot, I of course like to watch other tarot readers. I do. I enjoy that. Even if they're talking about a subject that doesn't pertain to me right now, like, you know, if whatever the subject is, if it's not really, if I think it's interesting, I will watch the video just to kind of, tarot readers have such good energy. And I love that in a positive way. I just kind of love to see how I love to get into the good cycle of energy when someone else is doing something really unique and amazing. I love to like their channel and subscribe to their channel, and that support is really, really important, because when you like and you subscribe, it puts it into the algorithm of YouTube, where those who really need to see it, like the videos that I really need to see, come up. They just pop up in my feed, like divine timing. They just pop up when I need to see them, right at the top of my suggested videos list. And that's what your likes and your subscribes does. So I like to pay it forward in that respect with other readers. And I'm also intrigued by the way that they read. I love just seeing everyone's style. Everyone has their unique thing, and I love it. It's such positive energy. But one thing that I have seen with a lot of really popular readers right now is that we have heard a lot of people talking about spell work and black magic. And I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. I just wanted to give a little bit of clarity on how I approach that on my channel, and just in my humble opinion, what I think that energy represents. Now, when you see a reader, a tarot reader, an astrology reader, a feng shui reader, anybody who works in kind of the new age kind of spiritual realm or arts, when you hear them talk about spell work or black magic, it doesn't always mean that someone is like, cutting off a piece of your hair and crunching it up and with a mortar and pestle and pouring pigeon blood on it and working spell work, right? Now, that one caveat to that is that yes, that does kind of exist. People can do that. Here, I'll preface this real quick. I feel like every year there's always a supernatural theme to every year. Like, 10, 12 years ago when Twilight was huge, it was the year of the vampire. Like, vampires were everywhere. You had stories about vampires everywhere. And then shortly after that, it was like the next 3 years was everything zombies. Like it was, The Walking Dead and, Love and Zombies and World War Z, and everything was freaking zombies, right? And then shortly after that, everything was werewolves too. We had a werewolf year. I think we've had a Frankenstein year. But the last few years have really been the year of the witch. And it's probably due to social media. Like, like Netflix has a very popular series of Sabrina the Teenage Witch that is it's a lot more darker. It's kind of like, you see a lot more of these modern shows have kind of that dark kind of film noir kind of spin on it. So there is a fascination with witchcraft right now. It's popular, it's in, it's the thing, right? And my generation as well. You can throw it back to like the 90s, early 2000s. If you watched The Craft, if you watched Practical Magic, it's very popular the way that Wicca. And now there's a misconception with it because of course, being a New Age person, I study Wicca, I study all these things. You can learn natural witchcraft, right? Wicca is all it is it's not evil. It's the study of the seasons. It's the study of nature. And one thing that I have to say very clearly is when you see a tarot reader throw out something like someone might be doing a spell on you, or someone might be doing witchcraft on you, what that is I believe very clearly that when you hear spell work or when you hear witchcraft, that's energy being transformed or mutated, because that's the definition of spell work, right? You're taking energies from life, you're taking energies from nature. If you've ever seen, there's a theory in physics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change from one form to another. And I'll go ahead and repeat that. And Einstein said it. It's a natural theological. It's proven energy in life. And that, same thing with feng shui. They call it qi. It's energy, right? When you say energy follows thought, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change from one form to another. And when you think of your soul, when you think of astrology, you think of having a life purpose, you being a soul inside of a mortal body, right? So just like when we say, creative manifestation, it can be, I think of it like a corkscrew. When you're doing positive thoughts, when you are using your energy to lift up other people, to lift up yourself, to be part of the solution rather than the problem, to build up rather than to tear down. You are in the positive manifestation of your natural life force and energy. If you use spell work or negative energy, you are using your life force to tear down, and that's the downward spiral, right? By definition. So I just wanted to be clear. If you watch a reading and you hear someone saying, oh, someone's doing spell work on you, it may not necessarily be that someone's got a lock of your hair and is trying to do some voodoo on you. Now, there is a popularity with witchcraft right now. It could mean that something like that's going on, but most of the time when a tarot reader throws out a phrase like witchcraft or spell work, most of the time it means that someone's using their energy to tear you down, and that can be in normal ways, like someone talking about you. That's probably the biggest thing I've ever heard is the haterators, someone gossiping about you, someone spreading rumors about you, someone sending negative thoughts your way. Because by definition, that's them using their life force energy to tear you down. Like if I'm hating on someone, well, why is she doing that? She's being, if someone sees you doing something positive and all they can do is be a negative Nancy or a Debbie Downer, or they wanna criticize or gossip or spread rumors, that can be defined as spell work. And just one other thing is that I was kind of thinking about it on it today, and one scene, and I'll leave it at this, but I'm going to post the video because it's too long to be a GIF. It can't just be. There's a scene in Harry Potter, and I know I always compare things to movies, but there's a scene in Harry Potter where Dumbledore shows up, and they have that. It's like one of the most powerful scenes. I think it's in the book, oh gosh, it's book 5, the Order of the Phoenix, where Dumbledore and Voldemort have a showdown, right? And what that is that I kind of think about that as like being the universe against the negative that's coming at you. Sometimes when we throw cards, and when I throw cards, I will get cards like rest, or hand it over to God, give this over to your angels. And I kind of think of boxing. You know how when you've gone so many rounds and you're exhausted and you kind of have to tag out, you have to go to your corner. But you're not alone. You're not alone. If someone is hating on you to the extent that you need your guides, your angels, your higher power, God, however you define it, to tag you out and them to come in, they will do that, because you are a soul with a purpose. And what happens is everybody in this life is in a schoolroom, right? Everyone in this life is in a schoolroom. You're meant to come here and to live out your purpose. And that's not always a peaceful existence. Sometimes you have to teach lessons to other people. Sometimes other people will teach you lessons in exchange. Like when you square off with someone, when you fight with someone, your energies or your purpose will transfer onto them and vice versa, and you both learn things, right? My mom always says it's like two really, you look at it like a rough rock. Two rocks knocking against each other will smooth each other out, right? And the universe puts you in these situations, or they might bring you people in your life for that purpose. And it isn't to hurt you, it's not to harm you. It's just maybe this person's going down the wrong path and you're kind of going down the wrong path. And by interacting with each other, you can kind of teach each other the lessons you're supposed to learn. Now, what happens is and we see that more with romantic relationships, if you get into a romantic relationship with someone to teach them something and vice versa, it's most likely because that person is hard-headed and not learning. And if they don't learn it with you, the universe is going to tag you out and bring in a tougher teacher. And sometimes, the universe knows how strong you are. They know that you can fight the good fight, right? But they're trying not to burden you too much. So I would look at that scene in Harry Potter, because I think of that when it talks about, it's like Dumbledore, it's Harry against Voldemort, right? And Dumbledore is almost like pushing Harry out of the way and being like, stay out of this. Let me handle this. That is when, if the universe needs to come in, if someone is doing spell work or someone's hitting you, you're trying to live your life purpose and you're trying to do the right thing. And if overcoming odds makes that an unfair fight, the universe will be like the Dumbledore in that situation. The other thing I love about that scene is not only is he kind of like pushing Harry out of the way, it's just real important when the universe tells you to rest, you need to get out of the way, because if you look at that movie scene, Harry keeps trying to get in the way and it's almost it's hindering the effect more than anything. He's getting in the way, right? Time out if the universe is asking you to time out. The other thing that I love about that scene is that Voldemort tries to throw glass at Dumbledore and he sand. And sand is what the very component of glass is sand. Sand is glass. It's little pieces of silica. So again, energy can be transformed from one form to another. If someone's coming at you with some negative crap, the universe has your back. If the universe is telling you to rest, if you're throwing cards, it's telling you to rest. The universe is telling you to tag out, and they will handle whoever is misusing their power. And let me promise you, if you're trying to get a certain result, if someone is trying to haterate on you while you're just trying to serve your soul's purpose and help everyone learn, you will get tagged out, and then their ass will get beat by the universe. And it's not a gang up thing. It's just it's a level playing field. So I just wanted to talk about that, because I'm hearing so many people talk about like black magic and spell work, and it's a scary thing, because you think, okay, someone's putting a hex on me, someone's doing that voodoo, Now, again, it's kind of popular right now. Someone might be dabbling in that. Let me promise you that stuff comes back tenfold, if not at least threefold. And energy does not get created or destroyed, so you can't just conjure up negative energy without there being a cost for it. And that cost will be your energy. You know, it will backfire on the person who's conjuring it because it will take from them rather than take from you, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, because the universe knows. And the universe is the justice card. It's this balanced scales. You know, it wants everyone to prosper, and if someone's in there, you know, causing crap, you know, knocking off the balance of things. Now, just one other thing is that we do talk about like cleansing and energy. If you do feel like, you know, something is going on, maybe you do feel like you're the subject of some negative talk or something like that, you can cleanse with stones. You can cleanse with, burning sage. One thing that I like to do, and actually, if you can see it, I have a stone, and I'll show a picture of it, but I'm a sun sign Libra, and opal is my birthstone, and so I have a boulder opal. Boulder opal is mined mostly in Australia, and it's basically like a stone that has veins of opal. It's really, really beautiful, and I actually found this stone, and I was very drawn to it. I do feel like it's kind of like a protection, but it's also my birthstone, so it not only protects, but it kind of heightens my energy. And when we talk about our oracle deck today, I have another opal there too. So, but all right, guys, that was a really long intro. I normally don't do intros that long. Again, timestamps, they are your best friends. We have 3 piles today. I always like to keep my cards in rotation. We haven't seen these decks in a while, and I'm really loving the fact that the decks today are really kind of watercolor. They're all pretty much watercolor. The last deck is like digital images, but it looks like watercolor. So the first deck is a really beloved deck. It is the Spacious Tarot, and on top of it we have a beautiful raw rose quartz. The middle deck is the Zillich Tarot, which is a gorgeous watercolor deck by a German artist, and on top of it we have a beautiful green fluorite. The last deck is the Starseeker Tarot by the Van Mystic, and on top of it is the very first stone that I ever bought for anything, really, New Age Tarot, anything. And that is a double-pointed lavender quartz. I really think that it might be, what do you call it? It's the Pisces birthstone. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank, but yes, and that is deck number 3. Now, I always listen to what my Rice Krispies tell me to do, and I'm never wrong. Anytime I'm drawn to pull out a certain deck. Today, this is actually a deck that I use mostly just for myself. You rarely see me pull it out for the channel, but this is the Self-Care Cards by DejaDrewit. It's volume 2. She has several volumes. But I love these cards, and what it is it's a deck that talks about self-care activities. And I've reviewed this deck in reviews here on my channel. And what's beautiful is that this deck, I pull this card, one card from this deck on the daily, like every day. And when I bought the deck, the creator, DejaDrewit, sent one extra card from another one of her decks, so you can see the card back is different. And this is the card that I pulled today. It says, "I am celebrated." And I pulled this card for my daily self-care activity today. So that means that all of the cards here, all of the cards in this deck are here. I don't have any missing. And so what we'll do is the oracle deck for your card reading will be a self-care activity. And again, for some reason, I'm really drawn to talk about this. I'm drawn to talk about, like what we talked about with Spellwork and self-care activity. And on top of it, we have a beautiful raw opal. The lighting is not doing this justice. This thing is so freaking sparkly. But the raw opal is on top as a cleansing stone. So that's yet another opal stone. But all right, guys, enough blabbing. I'll go ahead and let you choose your deck. I do ask that you please choose from your intuition. If you need more time, please pause the video, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. I'm already mentally debating whether or not I'm going to cut out the beginning of the video, but I just felt like it was real important to talk about, just because, you know, I've been hearing that term a lot with other readers, and it's not bad. I feel like the reason that everyone's talking about it, there's a reason for that, you know, like the energy is prevalent in the collective. But all right, so deck number 1, what is our energy for the week? Middle of the deck. I'm going to go with the top. Okay, please clarify. Oh, wow, we got some majors here. End of the week. Oh my gosh, we got a couple. Please clarify. Oh my gosh. Temperance. Temperance. Wow. Oh my gosh. We've got quite a few. We've got 4 majors here. And we got the Lovers and the 2 of Cups, and we got a couple. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, and goodness. 7 of Wands. Okay. Oh, that came right out. That came right out. Oh my gosh. It's going quick, guys. All right. Wow. Now, I am totally getting, all right, guys. I am totally getting that this week is really going to have a theme of relationship. And, but what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a lot of balance. There's a whole theme. There's like a really strong kind of air, and I am getting kind of a Libra theme with this. In the beginning of the week, you got Temperance. And this is a really beautiful Temperance card because you got flames, and then you got ice, and in the middle you have kind of that mist, like that, like the there's a balance between, and you think about that's an air theme as well. When you see fog, right? What is fog? It's water evaporating into the air. It's almost like the perfect balance. It's not cold enough to be rain, but it's not hot enough to be completely dry. So what it is, it's the water hanging in the air, right? And there's such a theme of that. There's like water in the air. Water in the air is what I'm hearing. Water in the air. And what I'm kind of getting from that is that in the beginning of the week, there's going to be a real balance with somebody. Someone, if this is not your energy, someone is going to have a calling to you. Because what I'm kind of seeing here is that with Justice, you see how there's kind of like this icy terrain, and then they walk through the door, and then it's all like that misty. Doesn't it look like this scene? Like if this was at a distance, and if you were walking through a door, doesn't that look like that? You know? I hope that makes sense. But what I'm seeing here is that I'm seeing that somebody, you are either making amends to someone, like you're connecting with someone. You're going to be really in good balance with someone. And I do kind of feel like, you know what I'm getting, guys, is I'm hearing that the icy resolve is melting away. I think that you might have been really cold with someone. Maybe you've been kind of distanced or aloof. Like maybe you haven't been real warm. You haven't been real open to someone. And I feel like that icy reserve is kind of melting away. I think you're realizing that you can be safe with this person. Like this person understands your feelings. Like you're safe to share your feelings. The other thing I get is that I think the universe is really calling you to open up. Like it's calling you to come out of the cold, or to bring this person out of the cold, right? I am kind of getting like 5 of Pentacles. Like maybe you've really been kind of isolating yourself. And I just get the sense like over the weekend or in the beginning of the week, you're really going to have like you're gonna be called to make balance with someone. The other thing I kind of get is I kind of get the feeling like you're going to be the one who brings the fig leaf, like you're going to be the person that initiates. The other thing I kind of get is that you know what, with these being majors and these being cups, I think you are a very practical person. Like you don't do things impulsively. Like you're not willy-nilly. Like you don't just do things, you don't do things based on your emotions. You really think things out. I think you almost overthink things out. Like you're more likely to not take action because you want to make sure that it's the right thing to do. But I get the sense like you're the universe or your higher power, like you're really getting drawn to reach out to someone or to connect with someone, and it's going to create balance. Like you bringing someone out of the cold or you kind of melting a little bit. I really get the feeling like it's you. I get the feeling like you are actually going to bring down your guard. You're going to let some of that ice melt a little bit. And by letting your kind of icy outside exterior kind of melt a little bit, it's going to allow you to connect to somebody on a heart level, like really, really kind of open up to someone. And it's going to feel like this perfect balance. Again, I feel like water in the air. Like I don't think you're used to expressing your feelings, but it's not. The other thing I get with this is that I know a lot of rational people. Like I know a lot of like the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. They're not mushy. They actually get uncomfortable. Like it. You ever have those friends who aren't huggers? Like, okay, don't hug me. Just don't. It makes them uncomfortable, right? You're not a hugger. You're not a hugger. You're not. You don't cry in public. You've never done that in your whole life, right? But so it makes you a little anxious. Like it doesn't make you feel all warm and fuzzy when someone expresses their emotions, or when you express your emotions. It's not like, oh yes, I'm free, let me cry. No, you're not like that. But here I'm seeing kind of like a perfect balance, and I feel like the universe is kind of telling you it's okay to let down your guard a little bit. It's okay for you to let the ice melt, is what I'm getting. Because by letting, and I almost feel like you're taking those cues from your intuition. Like the universe will if you have an opportunity to be open with someone and connect, like the Two of Cups, you're gonna feel it. Like you're just gonna know. And it's almost like I feel like you're more head over heart, so I feel like this will be coming from your head, but really it's going to be coming from your higher power. Like somehow you're going to know that it's okay to let down your guard and connect to someone. The other thing is I feel like you're being called to, like you're being told, yes, connect to this person. Don't be frosty, don't be cold, just tell them how you feel. You might be really expressing to someone how you feel about them, but it might be in your like kind of analytical way. But I get the sense like you're finally feeling a heart connection to someone. The other thing I get is that, again, it's not going to be imbalanced. It's going to be in perfect balance. It's almost like, what it's about time is kind of what I'm hearing. I've really wanted to connect to someone for a long time, and it's happening. But it's not overwhelming. It's not too much. It's a perfect balance, right? It's the perfect balance of warmth and rationality. And that's over the weekend into the beginning of the week. Now, the middle of the week is really beautiful, guys. You got Justice crowned by the Elder of Swords. And gosh, guys, I'm getting so much balanced energy. I'm getting so much balanced energy. And the crazy thing that I'm getting here is I am getting a strong relationship vibe from this. And it's funny, when you look at the Elder, when you look at the King of Swords and Justice, you would really kind of think that that's not at all. But if you get a chance to check out the How to Tarot on the King of Swords here on my channel, the King of Swords is the defender of marriage. He's the defender of marriage. He respects the vows that he's taken. He is a little bit, he's kind of aloof in the fact that, even if you're not in the most happiest of marriages, he'll acknowledge the fact that he made the commitment. You know, it's not that band of gold that I have on my left hand. I can't just take it off and pretend like I didn't make that vow. He stands up for the sanctity of marriage. And what I'm kind of getting here is, you see how justice is that equal ripple effect? I'm really drawn to the circles in this. You see a circle there and a circle there. I really do get the sense that in the middle of the week, I get the sense that in the middle of the week that someone's going to kind of stand up for you, or you're going to stand up for someone else. But honestly, guys, I'm getting kind of a majority of watchers of these videos are feminine, or identify as feminine. But again, you know, you can be a guy in this energy. Please don't, you know, there is just assign the roles as they resonate. But what I'm really getting here is, I'm getting a sense that someone is going to come to your defense. Someone's going to stand up for you in the middle of the week, and it's going to feel like justice. The other thing that I get is, I get the sense this person is going to stand up for you verbally. And it's almost like this person is standing by their commitments. That's what I'm really getting. They're standing by what they know to be right. Now, this could very well, if you are dealing with some kind of lawyer, or someone that has to deliver some kind of legal news, I'd say that if you have been expecting some kind of notification, I think it's on its way, and you will definitely, yeah, 4 swords. I am getting kind of the sense like someone is going to stand up for you where you don't have to worry about anything. I do feel like this is a male figure. By looking at the energy at the end of the week, this could very well be your energy. Like, you can be a woman standing in your king energy. But honestly, guys, I feel like this is your counterpart. I feel like you're a real intellectual person. The other thing that I kind of get is that maybe some kind of connection that you have in the beginning of the week, this person's really going to stand up for you, because they know, you know what I'm hearing is, I'm hearing like this person, your counterpart, knows that you are not heartless. When you do something, if you come across, like if you're doing something in swords energy, you're doing it I'm hearing Superman, truth, justice, and the American way. Like you're standing up for what's right. And I think you've connected with someone who understands your principles, and that person is really kind of standing by you in the middle of the week. The other thing I get is that I think this person is they're almost guarding you. I swear to you guys, I swear I'm getting like a guarded, this person's protecting you, and they're making sure that only fairness comes your way. They're making sure that only fairness comes your way. The other thing I get is that this is a lot of verbal energy. So I'll come out and say it, guys. I think if anybody tries to talk smack about you, this person's shutting it down something quick. Like they're almost being your judge and jury on your behalf. Like they're defending you. I'm seeing a lawyer in a courtroom here. But someone is defending you. And I really get the feeling like it's your masculine. Just for a very few of you, this is a very rare thing. I don't think this would apply to anyone except in a very individual circumstance. But it's quite possible that maybe are you married to a lawyer or someone that you need to kind of go to bat on your behalf? And then it's almost like you're going into court and you're worried about it, so you kind of connect with this person. I'm getting a lot of private kind of balancing here. But this person is seeing your heart. They're seeing how you are, but you're a very rational person. It's not like you're being mushy, but you're connecting with this person. And then by the middle of the week, this person is either taking they're taking your influence and they're running with it, and they're doing the right thing with that. They're serving. The justice is being served. And I do feel like this is a masculine person who's either defending you or standing up for your truth. Now, I will say that this person doesn't wear their heart on their sleeve, so it's, you know what it might be? One other way I can kind of read this, and I know this sounds kind of funny, is that maybe you connect with someone very privately, and you just have that balance between you. I do think that you're letting down your guard, like you might be sharing more with this person. You're sharing with someone what you think and feel. And that person is taking that integrity and they're putting it out into the world. It's almost like you inspired them. So this could be this could be you. If you have a spouse who's a lawyer, maybe they have to go to court and they're worried about it, and some kind of private, kind of intimate conversation that you had has given them the inspiration. Just like the intro of my video today, my niece gave me, little stuffed animal gifts, and I found inspiration. Like the stories on the name tag spoke to me, and it made me feel better, and it inspired me. Maybe you're inspiring someone on how to go forward, and your inspiration keeps them very balanced, and it does the right thing for all. That's one thing I am seeing. It's like justice for all. So you might have someone really kind of go to bat that's doing the right thing. That's doing the right thing. Now, by the end of the week, this is interesting energy, guys. We have another snow scene. And we have the Guardian of Swords. The other thing that's blowing my mind with this pile, guys, is that if you check out my Instagram, I have my Instagram listed under the About section here on my channel. Just the other day, just today, I had, and actually here, I'll go ahead and pull the cards. I have them right here. I pulled, in my daily energy reading, I pulled the Raven, and I pulled the Crow Spirit. And isn't that wild? I don't know if you're resonating. Look at that, guys. Like in my daily energy today, I pulled the Raven and I pulled the Crow. I also pulled Holly, and let me just blow your mind with this. I get such synchronicities. If you flip both these cards over, what's the keyword? I got the keyword of truth. And what is swords? What's justice? It's truth, right? Co-create with spirit. But and that's temperance too. Co-create with spirit is temperance, because in the traditional Rider-Waite Smith, there's an angel that's balancing water and fire. But by the end of the week, I really get a strong sense this is your energy. I think you're going to be in a. What's beautiful about this, guys, is that I think you and another person are really going to connect this week, and it's going to be in a real cerebral way. Like, okay, again, I'm sun sign Libra, so believe me, I have a lot of water in my chart, but when you're an air sign, there is nothing sexier than like verbal wordplay. Also, someone who's wickedly intelligent. If someone says something really, really smart, that just turns you on, right? But the other thing that we get here is, this sounds so dorky, but you know what this makes me think of? The Guardian of Swords is the Queen of Swords, who's really kind of made out to be a pretty cold chick, right? She has boundaries, right? But she's wickedly intelligent. She's very smart, and the root of this energy, you have the Lovers, and you have the Sun. And look at the Sun. The other thing is that the Sun in tarot represents the divine masculine, and you have the Elder of Swords. You have counterparts. It's like, and you see the Sun behind this. You got the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. I'll come out and say it, guys. There's someone. You're connecting with someone who is like your partner, and you're a couple of air signs, right? Like someone going out in the world and winning a court case to serve serve other people, to someone going out in the world and doing the right thing, there's no bigger aphrodisiac for you, right? And it's almost like this person is going out in the world and doing this good in your name, right? Like you inspired this person, you had this connection. And look at this, guys. In the beginning of the week you got the freaking Two of Cups, and in the end of the week you got the Lovers. And what's beautiful about this Lovers card is it looks like two bands of light, and we talked about like two spirits, like that is kind of twin flamey. But the reason that this is so hard to describe is because when you look at the King of Queen and Swords, you would think a real cerebral couple, someone who does Sudoku and has a lot of witty wordplay. But what I'm getting here, guys, is I'm getting a lot of social justice here, and that joint cause is bringing you closer to someone. And then it's almost like by the end of the week, going into the weekend, you are going to feel like you're just going to feel so connected to this person. You're just going to feel like it's going to be a very romantic week for you. And by the weekend, you not only are going to have a lot of canoodling. I'm seeing, this is my canoodle card. I see a lot of cuddling, a lot of hand holding, but I almost get it like in your love language, right? Like if your love language is good deeds, I feel like you're going to feel very connected to this King of Swords. Again, I feel like maybe you got word games or you're doing, but whatever you're exchanging, you feel on top of the sun. Like this makes you feel so happy, right? But it's definitely a mental kind of happiness. It's a mental kind of happiness. You just feel, I'm hearing like it's a head high. It's a head high. But I definitely feel like it's you and this King of Swords person. It's you and this king. You're very stimulating to one another. And I know that sounds a little bit sexy. Sounds a bit sexy. But the Lovers in the Sun, you're going to be connecting with someone. I do, I think of, running through the field, holding each other's hands. Whatever you're doing this weekend, it's together, and you feel like one. You feel like one. One other way I can kind of read this is that maybe someone has really been kind of cold with you. Maybe someone hasn't really been acknowledging how they feel about you, and they come out and tell you how they feel. It's almost like they announce it, they stand by it, they do this relationship justice, and then by the weekend you're really just enjoying that. Somebody has made a decision and is standing by it, and you guys are perfect for each other. And you're really, I see this as being such a happy weekend, guys. It's a happy weekend. I think you feel like this person is really defending your relationship or doing the right thing for everyone involved, and you were their inspiration, or they inspired you. Now, your self-care card, you got Dare. Look at this. Dare. Now, first off, I'm seeing a lot of like rays of God. Like you see the rays there and the rays, you see like the beams of light. I do think that someone's really kind of taking a chance on a relationship this week. But the beautiful thing is all this is really balanced, guys. All of this is really balanced. Even the Lovers, there's equal balance. And it's like all of these major arcanas are like divine balance, right? Like in Temperance, there's an angel tempering the two cups. In the Lovers, there's an angel between Adam and Eve. In Judgment, there's an angel blowing the horn. In Justice, there's this divine, impartial being balancing the scales. I just get the sense like, I really get that this is like that perfect love. Like it's not too heavy, but it's not too light. It's like that mist in the middle. And you're going to be on the same page. Now, the other thing that I really get from this, and I just want to express it, is that even though you're taking a chance and connecting with someone, I do get the sense that that's the beautiful thing about air signs, is that you don't go like full speed ahead. You respect each other's boundaries. It's almost like, again, you don't get too mushy with one another. You might lay like the most passionate kiss on them and go, okay, you know what I'm hearing? Give me some sugar and I'll give you some space. Give me some sugar and I'll give you some space. And it's like you're respectful of each other's boundaries, and it makes like the perfect balance between each other. And I think it actually makes you more attractive to each other too. The fact that you're both kind of independent. That's what I'm getting. You're both kind of independent. You really have passionate time together, and then you're like, I'm gonna go scrapbook for an hour. Give me some sugar, I'll give you some space. Or if the other person starts to feel uncomfortable, it's like you balance it, like the scales. You say, okay, honey, you know. But I do think that someone's taking a chance. But I do see there's connection, someone standing up for a decision, and it being the fairness. I feel like it's someone's doing, you're going to have justice served this week, and I'm so happy for you. And then your weekend is just going to be like sunshine and canoodling. That's not, and honestly, maybe, the other thing I get from this is that it's quite possible that maybe you guys are doing some karaoke or you're singing songs. You know what? This makes me smile because I remember one time it wasn't romantic. It wasn't like I didn't do this with like a boyfriend or anything. But I remember one time I held an entire conversation that comprised nothing but songless lyrics. Like I think maybe it was with my boyfriend, where I called him up and I'm like, I just called to say I love you. And then the rest of the conversation was held in nothing but song lyrics. And it was so cute. It was so lighthearted. It was so romantic. But tell me that is not King and Queen of Swords, right? It's like your neurons fire like 10 times faster than the rest of ours. But it's a totally romantic week, guys, and definitely take a chance. I'm hearing take a chance, and everything's gonna happen in perfect balance. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you, Pile One. That's a gorgeous read. All right, so deck number 2, the Zillich Tarot. What's your energy for the week? My deck number 2 peeps. Okay, 9 of Cups. Oh my gosh, we're having a good week. I'm so glad, because the readings lately have been like 10 of Swords, and I'm like, okay, we need to get that out of there. Middle of the week, please. The Sun, again. Guys, our common denominator energy, our collective energy is going to be the Sun. Yes. Yes. Okay, end of the week. 6 of Wands. All right, deck number 2. I might have to call it. You might be having the best week ever. Oh my God. Do I need to clarify this? Do I want to clarify this? Probably not. All right, 9 of Cups, just to be on the, okay. 9 of Swords. All right, fine. And anything for the Star? Queen of Cups, okay. 6 of Wands, please. 6 of Wands. Okie dokie. And the Lovers is trying to pop out. Prince of Swords. I'm just going to double check something. I always get turned around. The Knights in this deck are the Kings. Got it. And then the Princes are the Knights. The Princesses are the Pages. Okay, gotcha. I always get turned around because I'm not used to Kings being Knights. The Queens are Queens. So I always get thrown by that. But I think I'm just double checking. But, okay, so you got a king in the mix. Yeah, we do have princesses. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get your clarifier, which is the, okay, let's go ahead and get the clarifier. What's your self-care card for the week? Ooh, I love how these have been flipping. And you know what? I think my energy is on this deck. Again, if you didn't catch the intro, I love... this deck, I pull one card every day for a self-care activity, and it's always spot on. it's always spot on. Even when I think the night before that it's not going to resonate, something's going to happen the next day that makes it resonate. It just does. It's so positive, because it's like how to take care of yourself. But wow, guys, I'm also seeing synchronicities in like the artwork here too. But all right, guys. Now, the beginning of the week, you got 2 9s. You got 2 9s. And honestly, the way that I'm reading it, and I like this deck because under the minors, they have like a keyword. So the root of the energy is the 9 of Swords, and you see it looks like someone's kind of holding an umbrella. It looks like she's getting a little rained on. And underneath it says cruelty. Now, I don't want you to be thrown. There are no bad cards in tarot, and we read them in conjunction. So that's what we're going to do, and this is actually some really good energy. Now, the crowning energy, the top card, which is how this energy is manifesting, is the 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups says bliss. You got cruelty and you got bliss. So what I'm really kind of seeing here, guys, and with it being 9s are almost, the 9s are you 1 card away from the conclusion of the cycle, right? Like 1 card away is the 10. So over the weekend and into Monday, so this is kind of starting Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I can kind of read this one of 2 ways. One way I can read it is maybe on the surface, like on the outside, because one way you can kind of see it is this kind of looks like the same person, right? But in this card, she looks like she doesn't have a care in the world, like she's sitting on top of the world, nothing phases her. And under here, she's getting rained on, like she looks like she's on her knees, right? And again, it says bliss and cruelty. It's quite possible. One way I can kind of read it is that maybe there might be something going on in your life where you might kind of feel like you're being kind of abused. I am getting a little bit of a Cinderella kind of feeling from this combination. Maybe on the outside you're pretending to be happy, but really something might be going on. Now, I don't want to read into it too much. I'm not going to say that someone's, I think the term cruel is a pretty strong one. That's kind of an extreme word to me. That would really be a situation where someone was abusing you, right? But there can be subtle daily kind of abuses, right? If someone's constantly treating you with disrespect, right? If someone's if someone's ghosting you, if someone's not answering your calls, if someone's not treating you the way that you're supposed to be treated, but if you keep letting that slide, right? Like maybe on the outside, you're looking, I am almost getting like a social media kind of feeling from this. You know how sometimes, there's tons of videos that talk about, okay, you look at the social media post and they look like they're so happy, they look like their life is so perfect, but in reality, they're really miserable, right? That could be a little bit of this energy where you're putting on a really brave face, like on the outside, you look like you have, like everything is perfect, but on the inside it's not. Now, one other way that I can kind of read this is that it's quite possible if this is some kind of relationship thing, and again, guys, you if it doesn't resonate, don't take the message. This, might be for someone else. But one other way I can kind of read that is that maybe if you're in a relationship that on the surface looks so like sunshines and daisies, the other thing is that I kind of see this combination as being like, oh, well, I got the guy, I got the girl, like, oh, I was, this woman looks like a model, she's so beautiful and she's with me, but you take all the pictures together smiling and laughing, but then behind the scenes she's harping and nagging and driving you crazy, and you just feel like abused, right? You feel like it is cruel, like you're just putting up with the crap. Same thing with a woman here, maybe on the outside you're like, yeah, that's my man, and but what you're doing is you're making it look like it's the happy relationship, but maybe he's not making you a priority, or he's not, making an effort, or he's not calling you back, or he's disappearing and not letting you know what's going on with him, just in a healthy way, not in a pinning you down, but just, what's going on. That can be really cruel. The other thing is with it being swords, that can be with words. Or the funny thing is, cruelty can be with lack of words too. I've noticed that when someone doesn't text back, or someone doesn't, treat you with respect verbally, I think ghosting doesn't get as hard of reputation as it should. When someone just kind of stops talking to you without any rhyme or reason, or they don't give you, if they're not being truthful to your face as to why they don't want to hang around with you, that's just really, that's flaky. And what I'm kind of seeing here is that I'm kind of seeing that underneath a surface of you looking like you have it all. Now, just one other thing is that I don't see any actual cups in this, but one thing I am noticing, guys, is that when you look at it, you see this woman dancing and you see her face, but then right here you see a second head. It looks like someone's dancing with her, right? But then here, this person's all alone and out in the rain. That's where one other way that I can kind of read that, guys, is that the Nine of Swords is that kind of like fear, that kind of sitting awake at night, kind of fearful energy. Like, you might be afraid of what other people think, right? Like, you might be worried that you look like you don't have it all, right? I think one other thing that I kind of get here is that the Nine of Cups is, in the traditional Rider-Waite Smith, there are a lot of cups in the background. So this, just to throw it out there, it could be that you might be a little bit happier when you're imbibing with someone. Like, again, like when you're having a drink with someone, then everything's good and dandy. But either that, or this person might be a little bit of a partier. But I am seeing, again, with this card, I'm seeing a ghost of a person. That's why I keep going back to ghosting, and I'm not trying to like voice my opinions about that. But here you see one person alone in the rain, and then here you see this ghost of a person waltzing her around. So I do think that maybe you in the beginning of the week, you might be worried about the perceptions versus the reality. The other thing that I kind of get is that I think that maybe you might be trying to face the reality of some kind of relationship. One other thing that I kind of see is, because these are both nines and they're both kind of extremes, the high is really high, and you see how this card is at the top and the low is really low. There's a song, and I know I love Selena Gomez, but there's a song in her song, Look at Her Now, where she's like, it feels good till it doesn't. It feels good till it doesn't, right? It's like when the high is there, that it's really high. When it's low, it's really low. So when you're having fun with this person, you feel on top of the world. But then when they're not responding to your phone calls, or they're ghosting you, because I'm seeing like a ghost here, then you're really anxious and awake at night and worried and fearful. So there might be a little bit of that paradigm going on. Either that, or there might be a little bit of some posting, putting on a brave face, where you might not really be as on top as you look, but the post that you're putting out there, no one would know any different, right? Like, you might have some really big challenges going on in your life that's keeping you up at night, but according to your social media feed, you're doing great. You look great, you're dancing, you're smiling, you're on top of the world. Now, this is a good week, guys. Don't get me wrong. I know you got the Nine of Cups, the Star, and the Six of Wands. These are all victory cards. These are all there's nowhere to go but up cards. And in the middle of the week, you got the Star and you got the Prince of Swords. And the Prince of Swords is the Knight of Swords. And what I love about this is that you see him kind of cutting off the heads of monsters, right? And the beautiful thing about this star is that you see them taking the seeds of one plant and putting them into it's like they're taking the seeds of one experience and growing a bunch of new experiences from it, right? So I think by the middle of the week, I think you're going to stand in your truth by the middle of the week. If the events of the beginning of the week are related, I kind of see it one of two ways. If this is a relationship kind of thing, I think you're going to start getting real honest with this person. Like you might even have a moment where you get a little blunt with this person, where you kind of say, look, if this flaky ghosting thing is not attractive. It's tell me what you want. Or again, the Knight of Swords, just like the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, he doesn't play. He's a younger energy. He's less polished when he delivers that opinion, but he's very raw. But I do kind of feel like you've kind of had enough. The other thing is you see a bunch of stones in the background. There's a lot of clarity, and you see the points. You see the points. He gets to the point. And I think by the middle of the week, you're really going to be wanting truth. I think you're going to be charging in with your truth. If this is your energy by itself, I think that you're going to start getting real honest with yourself. You're going to start getting real honest with yourself because, everybody goes through this kind of energy where, we might not, like even today, I was hoping to get a walk in. It was, the days are kind of long and I could have gotten a walk in before I went to film the video, but I didn't. It's almost like kind of that the Knight of Swords can be honesty, self-honesty too. It can be kind of like getting real with yourself. Maybe you're feeling kind of miserable inside, but you're going down that rabbit hole of social media kind of dissidence, where we've all been there, where life is just not that exciting, but as long as it looks that way on social media, but you don't want to be in that sad, well, what do people think of me energy at night. Now, if this is a person, I do think that I think you are going to get real with someone. Like, you might kind of, like, get a little blunt with someone, like, in or out, I'm tired of highs and lows. I'm tired of ups and downs. I need a little bit. You're really kind of standing in your truth. The other thing I kind of get is what you want. By the middle of the week, you really know what you want. And, the other thing I kind of get is that the star can mean a social media presence. So maybe you've been kind of, again, one other way that I can kind of read this, and just to throw it out there, maybe you have some kind of social media channel, but you've been kind of keeping it sunshine and daisies, as I like to call it. Like, maybe you've been kind of keeping it like all happy, go lucky stuff, and you're afraid to get a little bit more edgy with it, even though it's in your head that's what you want to do. Like, maybe you want to change up your content, but you're not sure how that'll be received. I do think that if you do decide to get real, I keep hearing get real with it, that would have a very good outcome. It would take you in the direction, and you see how she's taking the seeds of one, she's planting a bunch of new growth. So I do kind of see that as expansion. Right? You're taking the seeds from one, maybe you've already got a channel and you're deciding to branch out and do something different. And it is encouraging you to do that. I do think that this is going to be a little bit of a new attempt for you. Like, you're not going to be real polished. You're not going to be real polished. I'm not seeing a king or queen yet, but now one other thing that I can kind of get here is that you might have someone really kind of rushing towards you in the middle of the week. Or you might be kind of laying down the law with somebody. I really kind of get the feeling like you're going to lay down the law because you're tired of it being either all joy or all sorrow. Like, you're tired of the ups and downs with your emotions, you know? And this will be a positive new direction for you, because one thing is, every single time I see the star, I always think of someone's north node, like your internal compass, like the direction you're meant to go, right? And that's your energy in the middle of the week, guys. I think you're really gonna, it might not be the most polished, but you're gonna kind of say what you want to do, and you're gonna kind of cut off, the other thing I get is you're gonna cut off any deception. You're going to cut off any deception. If anything is, because the thing about the Nine of Cups is it's a little bit of a beautiful delusion kind of, it's a beautiful illusion kind of card, right? You know, you again, the highs are real high, but you know, the moment that, you know, the next morning, the morning after, you know, you're alone and it's, you know, that person isn't being there for you, or that situation is just making you feel worse. You know, you want to get out of that cycle. Now, by the end of the week, this is really great, guys. First off, you got the Six of Wands, and then you've got the King of Pentacles, and it says the Knight of Discs, but it's the King of Pentacles. And what I really see here is that I see this as being kind of your energy. I really kind of see this Six of Wands bird as being kind of like a phoenix. I really do think that you're rising above your situation. The other thing I kind of get is that one other way that I can kind of see this is that in the middle of the week, if you are doing something on your social media platforms, if you're doing something different, the other thing I'm kind of hearing is maybe you kind of go off on your social media platforms. Like, maybe you, like, your mouth, you have no filter in the middle of the week. Maybe you put some kind of post out there that's really like laying it out there what you think. And then by the end of the week, everybody is really praising you for your candor. Like, everyone's praising you for being brave enough or bold enough, or, you know, little uninhibited enough to come out and say what you really thought. So, but I see by the end of the week, you're going to be enjoying some time in the spotlight. I do think that people are really going to be admiring you. One other thing I see here is that I see a King of Pentacles. Now, this could be a father figure. This could be a father figure that's very, very proud of you. One other way that I can kind of read it is that this could be some kind of investor, some kind of financially stable person. Doesn't have to be a man, it can be a woman, but it's some kind of very, very financially stable person who is giving you praise, or they might be offering you some kind of incentive. I'm really drawn to the fact that he's kind of holding onto that coin. And the other thing that I get is that you see how the star here has something that she's growing, and then you see this guy with the pentacle who's in a field full of wheat, right? It looks like the same plant or similar. It's quite possible that maybe someone wants to invest in your idea, or someone wants to invest in your channel. Maybe you get monetized, or one other way is, if this is work related, maybe, you know, maybe something was going on. This can be separate energy, you know, beginning of the week can be relationship, middle of the week can be home, end of the week can be work. But what I'm kind of seeing here is that I almost get like in the middle of the week, you come in with the ideas that people need to hear, and it's a little bit of a gamble, right? You might be coming in a little half-cocked, but it's because you know, it's almost like you're following your North Star. You know it's the right path to take, even though you might not be delivering it in the most articulate way, like you might be a little blunt with it. And I think by the end of the week, you kind of get the attention of everyone. Like everyone knows, okay, what she was talking about was right. And you get some praise. Have you ever had those situations at work where, you know, the everyone's afraid to say what's on their mind, but maybe you came out and said it and you were not afraid of the consequences? And, you know, and again, it's slaying the demons. It's like, okay, can we can we cut out the mistruths, or can we cut out the BS and cut to the chase? And I think almost by the end of the week, you're earning the respect of your peers. This could be a boss or someone like that pays you. That the other thing I kind of get is that maybe you're getting some accolades for being a leader. And maybe you're getting praise for coming up with those ideas or really calling it out. The other thing that I get is that it's quite possible that because of your ideas, that people in a position, like somebody in the position to make financial decisions or investments, they're looking at you like you're the person that they need to listen to, right? You're earning the respect of those who might either invest or are making important decisions. Now, one last way that I can kind of see it is that if this is a romantic interest, it's quite possible that by the end of the week you might have a really stable man that's just looking at you like you're the bomb. The Six of Wands in the normal Rider-Waite-Smith is kind of that parade card, you know, like driving down Main Street, and I always think of Miss America pageants, and I know that's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's a little patronizing, you know. Women are accomplished for way more than just their beauty, right? But I do get the sense that possibly your actions and your also I'm getting your faith. Like I feel like you're shining like a star. You're shining like a star this week, and someone really admires that. Like they're looking at you like you're Miss America going down that float, you know, floating down Main Street and doing the elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist. The other thing that I kind of get is that you might be shining so bright that someone might really want to kind of invest in you. And I know that sounds funny, but someone might say, hey, can I take you out to dinner? I'll pay. I'm kind of getting that vibe. So I do think that you're bomb.com this week. Again, beginning of the week, it might start off with a little bit of imposter syndrome, but you're getting over that real quick. Pile two, real quick. Now, your self-care card is you got draw. You got draw. And this is so beautiful, guys. And again, all these cards being kind of watercolor. You know, I'm really drawn to the fact that these flowers really kind of look like the flowers there. Maybe that's something that you can do to decompress. I know that sometimes, you know how they have like adult coloring books, you know, that's sometimes very relaxing, just, just to kind of color a page. Or if you really do like to doodle, I'm really in awe of those paper crafters who actually can just, like doodle and draw and create images that way. So that might be something. Also, it's funny, I got it for Christmas. I got a glass pen, and I've actually been learning how you can make the hard lines using watercolor, and then you can go over it with a water brush, and you can watercolor. And this is a watercolor deck. You can watercolor using a glass pen. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And I'm learning how to do that. But I'm almost getting like over the weekend that might be something relaxing to you, or maybe you are getting some attention for your artwork. That's possible. But I am almost getting like this is more of a decompression thing, like something that you would do for fun, to kind of relax and just chill over the weekend. But I think there's definitely someone there who you're going to be looking like the it girl. You're going to be catching the attention of a masculine who wants to drop some money on you this weekend, guys. So that'll be nice. I don't know if you want to stay at home drawing or if you want to go out on a date. It's up to you. But all right, so pile number 3, the Starseeker Tarot. I love all these decks. These 3 are like really my, these are such beautiful artistic decks. And the cardstock is so thick and beautiful. I did a walkthrough. I have the flip through here on my channel. I have a deck review for this deck, and it is such good cardstock. I said in that video, this deck could easily be, you could frame these cards. This could really be artwork. But all right, deck number 3. What's your energy? Beginning of the week, please. Okay, we're gonna go with that one. Oh my gosh. Middle of the week. Please clarify. Nine of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Wow, we got some good energy this week, guys. Again, I was saying before, I'm so glad because last couple weeks we've been seeing some Ten of Swords pop up, and there are no bad cards in tarot, but I was really ready for that energy to go. And the Star. All right. We'll go ahead and go with that. Please clarify the Star. Oh my gosh. The last deck got the King of Pentacles in the bottom position again. Knight of Cups. I really wonder if we've got some cross watchers here, guys. 8 of Cups, Knight of Wands, High Priestess. Oh my gosh, guys. All right, I'm definitely getting a clear picture. Whoa. Like whoa. All right, let's go ahead and get your self-care card. Stretch. Oh, I love this card. I love this card. All right, so connect. All right. Good. All right, go ahead and put my opal back. But let's go ahead and see. Beginning of the week, guys. This is really some beautiful energy. Beginning of the week, we got the Ten of Cups. We got the Ten of Cups. And I'm loving this, guys. First off, I love the fact that this looks like a family. If you're in North America, I'm based out of the United States, so it's summertime right now, and it's hot as the dickens. And maybe over the weekend, you go to the pool with your family. The Ten of Cups, I always say, is that it's that happiness money can't buy. So you ever have it where you can drop thousands of dollars on a trip to Disney World and you were just like, oh, it was okay. But then you drop $10 and go to the pool and it was like the best day ever. Like really the most fun that you've ever had in your whole life. That's kind of what I'm seeing here, guys, and that's great. Maybe you stay at home and you just run through the sprinkler, or I'm seeing a family connection. I do kind of feel like it's probably your family, like your husband, wife, lovey, children. Doesn't have to be physical children. It can be your fur babies. Maybe you and your boyfriend and your dog just have like the best day ever on the slip and slide, or you. But I'm seeing over the weekend it's just going to be so happy, and it is. It's just those little things that you do, like. Doesn't that I am getting a strong pool vibe, guys. I'm getting a strong pool vibe. Maybe, it's funny. I've been meaning to go to the pool with my friend and her little one, and I always say going to the pool with a little one is always so much fun. Not that it's not fun when you're an adult, but I do think we just get too self-conscious when we're older, right? We lay on the sun lounge, in a bikini and get tan, and that's all we do. But when you have like a little one who loves to jump and pretend like they're a mermaid and is wearing those cute little water wings, or is walking around with that floaty that looks like a giraffe, and you're just like, oh my God, it's just so much more fun. I remember one time I went to the pool and this little one went running by, and he had on, it was a little girl dressed like Dory, and then her brother went running by and he had like some Nemo swim trunks on. I was like, oh my gosh, kids make it so much more fun. Kids make it so much more fun. But kid, without a kid, if it's just you, this might very well just be you by yourself, and that is completely okay. Because the Ten of Cups is that happiness money can't buy. But the other thing is that it could be family in the sense that maybe you go over to your cousin's house, or maybe you just blow up that kiddie pool and you sit out there, and you have fun with your family. But I am kind of getting a family vibe though, guys. I think this is really sweet. Maybe you're at the beach. That's entirely possible too. Maybe you have a beach weekend, and you just really all those fun things. It's priceless, right? It's just the memories. The other thing I get is that you see these folks floating. I feel like there's a strong sense of connection. I know in life, everybody gets so busy, and sometimes everybody is off doing their own things that you feel like, ships passing in the night, you're not doing the same things. Here, I do get that kind of like beach day where, one person is out on the boogie board, another person's building sand castles and collecting shells, and then mom's reading a book and she's watching the kids on shore, and then, it's like that beautiful scene where you come together. They come running in from the water, you put more sunscreen on, you laugh, you get some hot dogs, and then you go back and everyone does their thing again. There's a communal kind of, I'm feeling kind of this energy there where it's just going to be a fun weekend, guys. It's going to be real fun. I am getting a family vibe. If you're single, you might be doing this with your posse, or your distant family. But I am getting that kind of sweet, everybody having fun in the same place. And even though they do their own things, they come together, do things together, and then they break apart, do their own things, and then come together. It's just this beautiful circle of familial joy. Now, middle of the week, this is really great, guys. We've got the Nine of Cups. I think the Nine of Cups has shown up in each pile. My gosh, we've got a lot of common... And these cards are very well shuffled, guys. I don't know how so many of the same cards are coming up, but we've got the Magician, and then we've got the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Now, what I'm really getting here, guys, is first off, I'm seeing quite a few beards here. So if this does involve like a spouse or a boyfriend, maybe your honey has a beard. Or is growing one, or this could be a more mature masculine in your life. What I'm really kind of getting is, I get the sense like, have you ever sensed that like when you're happy at home, when your home life is really thriving, how you feel like you can do anything, right? Like a lot of coaches on YouTube and everywhere, life coaches, personal coaches, relationship coaches, talk about health, wealth, and prosperity. And what it is they talk about the interconnectedness of that, right? Like maybe if you've gone through a breakup, but then then you start feeling really sad, so you start eating junk food, and then your health gets, then you don't feel as well health-wise, and then that kind of sluggishness carries over to your work life. What I'm seeing here is I'm seeing kind of it, and again in the up spiral kind of version, where the Nine of Cups is feeling like blessed, right? And you've got the Ace of Pentacles. I get the feeling like you're really you're doing, it's almost like you're carrying over all this happy energy, and you're this magician card is interesting because it has mountain in the background, and mountains usually mean challenge. But you see how this person's not even looking, like he's got his back to the challenge. He's got his back to the mountain. He's not worried about the mountain, right? He's got all the elements on the table. He can do anything that he wants to do, right? That's the vibe. Like, it's almost like, again, I feel like because your home life is healthy, I think that you're eating healthy, you're working out. I think all this activity at the pool or at the beach is making you feel stronger. Like you're working out. That by the middle of the week you're going to feel really strong. Like it's almost like the challenges that come at you are not even really challenges. You're not even acknowledging them, right? Like you just got your back to the mountain. You know what you have on the table can take you anywhere, right? And if you look at this, he's got the pentacle right there, because the magician has the ace of all of the elements, and underneath you have the ace of pentacles. I get the sense that you're really ready to manifest some abundance, guys. The other thing that I get is the magician is a very good speaker. So it's quite possible that maybe, you know, after a good holiday weekend, maybe you had a beach weekend, you came back and maybe you have to do some kind of presentation for work, and you're not even intimidated. Like you're gonna rock this presentation, and it's really gonna be kind of a launching pad for you. I do kind of get the sense by the middle of the week, it's almost like you are starting some things. I do get the sense like in the middle of the week you might have to do, I am getting some kind of presentation. Um, I'm not getting so much social media vibes. I am getting that this might be work related. And it doesn't even have to be a big thing. Maybe you're pitching an idea or pitching a product. If you're a salesperson, maybe this is a big, you know, this is a big deal or a big presentation. But even if it's not that, even if it's not something specific like that, if this is just your energy, I really just get the sense like you're going, you see how above his head he has the infinity symbol? I feel like, again, I feel like it's like the Trinity, health, wealth, and prosperity. I think that you're so happy in your home life that it's making you thrive in your health, and and that's carrying over to your wealth. Like it's carrying over, it's giving you the seed of abundance. Maybe your positive attitude, again, that Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups, when you look at it, it's a smug person, right? But it's not, it can be smug in the being jerky way, but here I don't see it that way. Actually, with the Nine of Cups here, she looks like a mermaid that's popping out of the ocean. And remember, the Ten of Cups was swimming, right? I do get the sense like you're coming back out of your water, you know, like you've been swimming and you were so happy. It's almost like you went from the Ten of Cups to the Nine of Cups. Maybe you had to go back to work or something, back to reality. But as you come up for air, that's what I'm hearing, as you come up for air, you're still so happy from your weekend. And that positive energy really shows. Again, you know, again, happy people really are successful people, right? And that's what I'm kind of getting. I'm kind of getting this. The other thing is that you do see a lot of snow in the background here. So I do kind of sense that maybe you're bringing your positive attitude into work, and that's really going to manifest abundance for you. Like the other thing that I get is that I think people see you as a very charismatic speaker. Like the other thing that I get is that people see you as recognizing what's important in life. And I think that's radiating from this positive family support that you have here. Again, I'm hearing you coming up for air. And the 9 plus the ace is 10, right? So, yeah, I think you're manifesting some things. I do get kind of a work vibe here, but I do get the sense that it's just like it's from your positive attitude. I just get the sense it's like from your positive attitude. You know, you're feeling content. and when you feel content, you feel secure in yourself, right? Like you see how he's unshaken, right? The other thing I love about this is that he does have challenges, right? Like he has a mountain behind him, but what does he have on his cloak? He has a bird. And what do birds do? They fly over, you know? There's nothing can happen to me that I can't handle, right? The other thing I get is that I am getting a strong sense of competence too. Like if you do have to take the lead, or if you do, I do think that there might be some challenges happening at work, but you're not intimidated, you're not shaking in your boots, you're fresh up. It's almost like you have all those happy memories from the weekend. You're off vacation and feeling happy, that it gives you, I think people are seeing you as strong, like they know that you can make this happen. Now, by the end of the week, and again, this is amazing, guys. If you saw the middle pile, they got the King of Pentacles in the bottom position as well. It's the exact same position. Um, I see, and then you got the star, and the star is the water bearer, right? I'm getting a lot of water energy here, guys. Honestly, if you are single, because she's a single woman, um, you know, um, you might just, because there's so much water here, and water is emotion, you might be the carrier, like literally the carrier of such positive energy, positive emotion, like you make people feel good, that by the end of the week you have somebody in a position of authority, someone who's affluent. This, excuse me, the King of Pentacles has money. He has money. um, I have, this person is looking at you like you are the star, right? They're looking at you like you're the beast, right? Like you are it. Honest, guys, if you are single, I am really seeing the kind of week that maybe over the weekend you went to the beach with your family and you're posting all these pictures on Insta and on Facebook, carrier pigeon, however you social media, and then I don't think you have a lot of money personally, but I think with your attitude and your go-getiveness, you're in a position of moving ahead. And I really do get the sense like someone sees you and really they think that you are the star. Like they look at you like you are all that in a bag of chips. Like you were just you were all that in a bag of Doritos. You were the it girl. Honestly, I think someone's kind of looking at you like you're their dream girl. Um, and this person's very quiet. You might know them from work. That's possible. Maybe they're and not to be creepy. This should not be creeper energy. But I do think that maybe they know you from work. But this person is very quiet. They're kind of studious. You see, he has a book there. The other thing is, you see how there's a little bit of ivy growing around his foot there. This person's very grounded. But they really love your ideas. And I think the other thing is that water and earth is very compatible. So if you're the water bearer, and he's sitting on a throne that's a tree, I do see that you're getting the attention from someone. One other way I can read this is that a woman can definitely be in the King of Pentacles energy. It's quite possible that by the end of the week, you could be in a real stable position by the end of the week. And that might, one way I can read it is that the King of Pentacles is your energy. Like you're the CEO, you got all the money, you're so firmly rooted. Like the other thing I get is that, again, everything I see here, I keep hearing health, wealth, and prosperity. Like you got the trifecta, pile 3. You got the trifecta. You're in a really stable place. It's like you got the health, you got the emotional happiness, and you've got the financial stability. And it's like all three of those areas of life are feeding into one another and making each area stronger. And so you're coming across as the King of Pentacles. The other thing I get is that you might be seen, like everyone sees you as the star. Now, the star, I definitely do think of social media. So maybe somehow people are seeing that online. One other way I can kind of see this is it's quite possible that maybe you are having a really good week where you might have your picture put online. I know that sounds a little crazy, but like, I don't know, maybe your company is doing like a spotlight on this employee kind of thing, and you get in the spotlight. And again, your positive attitude, your go-gettedness, your self-assuredness is what I'm getting. But I am honestly getting a strong feeling like this is a male who's watching you like you're the star. The other thing that I kind of get is that in all of these pictures, her head is turned, like she's minding her own business. She's just doing her, right? She's just doing her. So I think you might have like a really fun weekend. You get into work and you're bringing that good juju, that good positive energy to your work. You're manifesting. You're a good public speaker, and someone's looking at you like you are just like a superstar. Like, and they might be looking at your pictures and just thinking like you are just the hottest thing they've ever seen. The other thing that I get is that this person is watching you from a distance. They like what they see. The other thing is that they're very grounded. I think they're looking at you like you would be a good pair, because water would, the other thing that I kind of get with this, just to throw it out there, is that I think this person is kind of quiet. They're very reserved. This person that's watching you, they love your energy, but they themselves are not as outgoing as you are. Like this person probably doesn't post a lot on their social media page. They might be a little dry in their humor is what I'm kind of getting, but the King of Pentacles knows a good investment when he sees it, right? The King of Pentacles knows when he sees golden stock, right? And he's seeing little sparklies around you, honey bunny. And I think this person probably is I think by the weekend this person is gonna be staying at a distance. Like, I don't think they're not gonna make any big overtures. You know what I'm sensing, guys? I don't channel, but you know what I'm quote-unquote hearing? You know what I'm hearing? This person, the King of Pentacles has that kind of clout where he doesn't need to walk up to you and say, I'm interested in you. I know this sounds so dorky, guys, but you know how when you're rich enough, or when you're a celebrity, and I've seen this on YouTube videos, and I always kind of roll my eyes. It's a little pretentious, but it's funny when they like, I'll have my people call your people, right? Like I don't even need to get off the throne. I don't even need to get off the throne. I'll show you. That's what I'm hearing, guys. He has ways of kind of showing you that he's interested, because he doesn't have to get off his throne. And it's funny. It is a sign of his prestige. And I don't think he's doing it to be snotty. It is a little snotty, but I don't think he's doing it to be like, I'm too good for you or anything like that. But that's just how the King of Pentacles is. He really is like those celebrities or those rich people where, I don't have to, I don't have to get out of the car. I can have someone go get that for me, But what I see here is that I also think that this person might be a little shy. He goes after what he wants, but I think he's going to do it in a real subtle way. I'm hearing like a flash, which I'm seeing someone flash a coin. Like, you know what I'm seeing, guys, and this is crazy. I'm seeing someone, you know how you can kind of take a coin and kind of roll it through your fingers? You know how you can kind of do that kind of hand trick where you roll the coin between your fingers and it kind of glints? I don't think this person's going to do that, but they're going to do something that's kind of the equivalent. I don't think that they're trying to bait you materially, but I think what they're kind of trying to do is saying, like, that's their way of saying, I'm interested. Like, here, you know, you might be standing in line to get your coffee, and the person's just kind of like, he kind of nods at the barista, and the barista just knows, okay, we're going to put it on, you know, Mr. Moneybucks's tab. It's kind of like that. I'm getting that kind of energy, guys. But you've got the attention of someone who has that kind of clout, and this person is staring at you like you are a good investment. They're going to be, I don't think they're going to make an overt play, but they're going to kind of subtly show you, and they're going to back it up with, you know, again, he's got vines tying him to that chair. He doesn't have to get up. Opportunity comes to him, but he sees you. The other thing is that I get your energy is a lot more outgoing than his. The other thing that I kind of get is that I think this person likes how natural you are. I'm seeing a lot of nature. But one thing that I do see in all of these pictures is I'm seeing water and mountains. Waters and mountains. One thing I'm kind of hearing here too, though, guys, is that when water rolls through mountains, you know how they always say that, you know, you can't cut through a mountain. That would be when you're overcoming your obstacles, it's, you know, water is able to flow to its lowest point, right? That's why, I know this sounds dumb, but if you've ever played the game rock, paper, scissors, and you know how when you do rock, you know how paper can smother rock? But when you look at rock, you think rock is impermeable, right? You think that rock conquers everything. Rock does not conquer everything. Water, slow water, like if you've ever visited the caverns, you see how water slowly drips, and it erodes and it forms rock. And water, and if you've ever had water problems, if you're a homeowner, if you've ever had a leak in your ceiling, you know that water always goes to the lowest point. And the lowest point can meander, can move around mountains. Like water it can move mountains. Water can cut into mountains over time. And what I see here is that I see that this person recognizes that you don't let problems conquer you. You conquer problems with your emotional positivity. Like, you see how clear this water is. You cut through, you go to the lowest point, and you flow through your problems. And this person recognizes that. They recognize that. I also think that they see you as a very natural person. I always say this, my pile threes, I always think that you guys are healers. I always get the sense that you do something new age. I swear to you. I don't know if it's because, I know I'm hearing that cheesy, if you've ever watched the TV show Charmed, you know the power of three. Three is a powerful number. It is Father, you know, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's body, mind, body, soul. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. It's a spiritual number. But I'm sorry, I'm already losing my train of thought. Sorry, guys. It's been a long day. But I see. Oh, New Age. Got you. I always feel like pile 3 is New Age in some way. Maybe you study astrology. Maybe you study chakras. Maybe you study Reiki. Maybe you do past life regression. You know, Tai Chi, yoga. And we're about to get to that. Maybe you do feng shui. You know, definitely tarot or runes. However you roll, I feel like this is that kind of energy, because you're spiritually like, and you see this person, when she's not wearing a swimsuit, she's wearing nothing. like I get the sense like you don't need much in life. Like you don't need all the fancy clothes. If you've got your sense of self-worth and your happiness, you're good. You're good. And I think that's why you're the star, right? but yourself, but just bear in mind this person, the other thing about the King of Pentacles is it's a lot of Taurus or Capricorn energy, can be Virgo. I'm getting more Taurus or Capricorn here. This person has money. This person has money. And they want to show you that money too. I get the sense they want to show you that money. The other thing is that with that book, I think this person has traditional knowledge, like they're book smart and you're spirit smart. And something about that combination is really, they like how you think differently, right? But your self-care card is one of my favorites. And oh my gosh, guys, and look, guys, you got the mandala in the back. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You guys, I think you practice, maybe you practice meditation. But your self-care card, you do have a number here, which is 34, which boils down to a 7. But you got stretch. You got stretch. And oh my gosh, I love that. The silhouette on this card always makes me think of doing these exercises at night, like before bed. I'm not good at yoga, but I do love yoga. I like Tai Chi because it's a little bit more of moving energy. I found that when I'm moving and balancing, I can keep my balance. Some yoga positions I've really half happy baby. I pulled an inner thigh muscle one time and that really hurt. I did it right the second time. The first time I pulled a muscle, but I am getting the sense that it might be asking you to do some kind of relaxation stretches. Honestly, I think I'm getting a strong vibe that you do that anyway, but I'm getting the feeling. The other thing I kind of get is maybe you're doing some kind of water yoga, or some kind of water movement. Swimming in water is so good for your muscles, especially if you've been working from home or working on computers. You know, sometimes staring at the pressure that's on your neck and shoulders and back is really, it builds up. And you shouldn't really be hunched over. That's not a natural position. So I'm looking at the way that she's just, this position here would be stretching everything. Stretching your glutes, your back, your lower back. It would be opening up your shoulders. It would be increasing your flexibility. The other thing I'll do is, if you don't mind, I'll post the link. There is a great 10-minute video that I do for yoga stretches. They're very light, nothing too intensive. I love fish pose because it opens up my shoulders. I hunch over computers all day, so opening fish pose is just great. And I love that video because it's like 10 minutes before bed, and it doesn't get you too hyped up, right? It doesn't stoke me up. When I'm done, I'm more relaxed. And I feel like I sleep better. I feel like my muscles aren't as tense. But I do get the sense that maybe that's your self-care activity. Honestly, guys, maybe that's what you do. Maybe you post videos about new age self-care or yoga. Maybe that's why you have all these pictures in the buff, because maybe you're wearing the clothes that look like second skin or something. But honestly, I think this person's kind of envisioning you naked. I just think they're finding you attractive, not in a creepy way, but I just think that they look at you like you're some kind of like earth goddess. That's what I keep getting. You're some kind of new age like earth goddess. That's really flattering, pile 3. But all right, guys, we're coming up. So that's your week. All 3 piles, guys. All 3 piles are having a really great week. I'm so glad. I am so happy. And look at that. I love these stones. It's so pretty. The pastels. It's very summery. We're very summer. But all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for sticking with me. We're pushing 2 hours today. We had a 20-minute intro, so I promise you those intros don't get that long normally. And I will timestamp it so you can skip over it. But I am so glad that you joined me today. I am very grateful. We are pushing 250 subscribers. I am so amazed and blessed and thankful. I always wanted like really slow organic growth on my channel, and thank you so much for your support. I will try to put out another special video to celebrate the growth of the channel and all of my new subscribers. So if there's something that you would like to see me do, please drop a comment. you know, if there's a special video, and I'll mention that again in the beginning next time, so it's not at the end. But I wish everyone a wonderful week. Stay positive, stay happy, 9 of Cups, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.